Landmines have become one of the deadliest legacies of the war in Ukraine. Alongside other explosive remnants of war, these hidden killers have maimed and killed countless civilians, including children, and devastated the country's agricultural heartlands. Even when the fighting eventually ends, Ukraine will face the enduring danger of buried landmines and unexploded ordnance scattered across its fields, forests, and villages. Vast contaminated areas will need to be cleared, a task that will take years, if not decades. Yet, amid this grim reality, a new and unexpected source of innovation has emerged: Ukrainian farmers. Their ingenuity and experience have produced a new, NATO-certified mine-clearing machine that is already helping Ukraine's armed forces reclaim land safely. To understand how this grassroots solution came about, it's important to look at the scale of the challenge. According to the Italian think tank Institute for International Political Studies, ISP, as of June 2025, more than 53,000 square miles of Ukrainian territory, an area larger than England, was contaminated with landmines and unexploded ordnance. This represents roughly a quarter of Ukraine's total land area, making it the most mine-contaminated country in the world since World War II. While Russia has occupied about 18 to 20% of Ukrainian land, both sides have together managed to pollute roughly another 22% with mines. More than 6 million Ukrainians now live in or near hazardous areas, with the agricultural regions of Kharkiv, Sumy, and Zaporizhzhia among the worst affected. Around 40% of Ukraine's farmland, roughly 18 million of 42 million hectares, is contaminated, costing the economy over $11 billion in lost agricultural output and exports. The broader economic toll is even higher. According to Ukraine's Ministry of Agrarian Policy and Food, the total damage to the agricultural sector exceeds $80 billion when accounting for disrupted logistics, land rehabilitation, demining, land loss, and rising fuel and fertilizer costs. The longer the war continues, the greater the area affected, and the longer demining will take. Analysts estimate that even if the war ended now, Ukraine's demining effort would last well over a decade and likely continue for several generations. Despite these daunting odds, Ukraine's demining operation is already one of the most ambitious and advanced in the world. The country has cleared more than 13,500 square miles of land and certified over 100 demining operators, employing about 4,000 sappers supported by mechanical clearance vehicles. Demining in Ukraine occurs in three broad categories: military, emergency, and humanitarian. Military demining focuses on active combat zones and is conducted by the armed forces. Emergency demining deals with unexploded ordnance that poses immediate threats and is handled by the State Emergency Service (SESU), National Police Explosive Units, or the State Special Transport Service. Humanitarian demining, which takes place at least 12 miles from the front lines, focuses on clearing civilian areas such as homes, roads, fields, and infrastructure. In 2024, the Ministry of Defense's demining teams cleared over 252,000 hectares, nearly 90% of which were farmland. They also demined hundreds of miles of roads, railways, pipelines, and power lines, destroying nearly 138,000 explosive devices. Humanitarian demining expanded as well, especially after Ukraine opened the sector to private operators through the National Mine Action Authority. By the end of 2024, over 4,000 civilian deminers and 151 demining vehicles were active in Ukraine, focusing on heavily contaminated regions like Kherson, Mykolaiv, Kharkiv, and Dnipro. The government further incentivized demining by reimbursing farmers for their costs, initially 80%, later increased to 100%. As a result, by 2025, demining operations accelerated dramatically, with record levels of cleared land and destroyed explosives. Still, the shortage of trained specialists, machines, and funding means many farmers near the front lines have taken matters into their own hands. These self-reliant landowners, often forced to clear fields before planting crops, have paid a heavy price. About 16% of all landmine casualties in Ukraine are farmers, yet their painful experience inspired innovation. Working with local engineers and the Ukrainian military, farmers developed an affordable, community-funded mine-clearing roller known as the mine trawler. The machine, created entirely from local initiative and financed by small towns and villages, has already passed state testing, received NATO certification, and entered service with the Ukrainian armed forces. By mid-September 2025, 29 communities had raised roughly 12 million hryvnia, about $300,000, enough to produce 8 machines, with the Army ordering an initial batch of 23. The design is simple yet effective. Large, heavy rollers simulate the pressure of a tank, detonating anti-tank mines and improvised explosive devices safely ahead of advancing vehicles or sappers. Each roller has 3 sections with 4 wheels each, built to adapt to uneven terrain. Unlike traditional mine rollers, which are usually attached to tanks or armored vehicles, the Ukrainian farmer's model operates as a standalone unit, robust, efficient, and well-suited for agricultural land and off-road conditions. The farmer's machine is part of a broader ecosystem of Ukrainian innovation in demining technology. In 2024, Ukraine's Ministry of Defense codified over 17 models of demining equipment, 5 of them domestically produced. These include engineering vehicles, metal detectors, and robotic systems such as the Sumy, Snake, Viper, and FOX2. The Sumy, developed by the Ukrainian company Rovertech, represents a new generation of lightweight, remotely operated demining vehicles. Weighing under 2,100 pounds and remotely controlled from nearly 2 miles away, the Sumy can neutralize a wide range of mines, including the TM62 anti-tank mine and the PMF1 anti-personnel mine, without being destroyed by blasts. Its small size and light weight allow it to flip rather than disintegrate when detonating larger mines. At the other end of the spectrum is the massive demining vehicle from the Kharkiv tractor plant, which uses a 320 horsepower engine and caterpillar tracks to crush vegetation and detonate buried mines. It can withstand multiple explosions and process up to a quarter hectare of land per hour. Between these extremes, the farmer's roller represents an ideal middle ground, affordable, durable, and tailored for Ukraine's mine-laden farmland. Ukraine's growing demining fleet reflects both domestic ingenuity and international support. At the start of 2024, Ukraine had only 32 demining machines. By the end of the year, that number exceeded 150. Western partners have played a vital role, contributing over $1 billion to humanitarian demining. Funds have gone toward purchasing machinery, pickup trucks, tractors, excavators, metal detectors, and protective gear. The European Union has supplied cutting-edge Swiss-made GCS-200 mine-clearing machines, remote-controlled, heavily armored vehicles capable of clearing explosives from nearly 2 miles away. The United Nations Development Program, UNDP, has also provided Ukraine's SESU with 6 additional demining machines funded by Croatia, France, the Netherlands, and Sweden, bringing its total fleet to 94. The donated equipment includes heavy-duty and medium-class units capable of clearing thousands of square meters per hour, all remotely operated for maximum safety. Beyond hardware, Ukraine is also harnessing artificial intelligence and data analytics to accelerate its mine-clearing mission. Since 2022, the government has partnered with U.S. technology firm Palantir to build an AI-enabled demining platform. This system integrates satellite imagery, mapping data, and on-the-ground reports to identify contaminated zones, prioritize clearance operations, and optimize resource allocation. Its ChatGPT-style virtual assistant helps officials make data-driven decisions in real time, focusing efforts on areas with the highest civilian or economic impact. AI technology also powers new detection systems like Mine-Eyes, a drone-based platform supported by the UNDP and funded by Luxembourg. Equipped with magnetometers, infrared sensors, and high-resolution cameras, Mine-Eyes scans large areas and uses machine learning to identify potential explosive threats, generating detailed demining maps in minutes. Similarly, the Ukrainian company UA Damage has developed an AI-powered drone capable of surveying more than 100,000 square feet of land per day using RGB, infrared, and magnetometer sensors, with plans to integrate ground-penetrating radar. After scanning, the drone automatically compiles the data into a comprehensive digital map stored on a flash drive, enabling rapid planning for ground clearance teams. Despite these technological breakthroughs, the scale of the challenge ensures that simpler, manually operated tools like the farmer's roller will remain indispensable for years to come. Ukraine's mine-clearing task spans millions of hectares, and while robotics and AI can enhance efficiency, human expertise remains the backbone of the effort. Every demining operation still requires skilled sappers and support crews to verify, clear, and mark safe zones. Even mundane tasks such as cutting back vegetation, often done by workers armed only with pruning shears, are vital to progress. Industrial solutions like bobcat mowers can help but are prohibitively expensive and easily damaged by blasts. As Ukraine continues to search for affordable, durable solutions, its farmers' ingenuity stands out as a model of resilience and practicality. What began as a desperate grassroots response to a deadly problem has evolved into a symbol of national determination and collaboration. Ukraine's war may be far from over, but its people are already rebuilding, one mine-free field at a time.